Hello, my name is Adam Williams, and you are listening to Retail Redeveloped. Now, a lot of times on Retail Redeveloped, we talk about people making real estate, retail, and restaurant history. Today, we are actually going to talk to someone that is shaping retail's future. We are talking to NexTech AR Solutions founder and CEO, Evan Gappelberg. Now, who the hell is Evan Gappelberg, and what does NexTech AR Solutions do? They believe that they are at the forefront of a multi-trillion-dollar megatrend. They are in the business of augmented reality. Now, they basically ARitize anything, which just means turning any 2D object into 3D. They are the first publicly traded AR company, and they are literally transforming the way that we interact with retail and with our environment around us. Their goal as it relates to retail, now this could be used in all sorts of different verticals, but in retail, they are trying to bridge the gap between your home or your smartphone and brick and mortar. So you can literally take an object, a chair, a table, whatever, ARitize it, place it in your home, and be able to have a 360-degree view of it. The crazy thing is, this is not 10, 15 years down the road. This is real time. There are people in all of the big retailers working on this very subject right now. It was fascinating. It was very Blade Runner-esque. I was confused at points. He had to dumb things down for me. I was scared at points because the robots are going to come and kill us all, but it was all extremely interesting. If you're not already following us, do me a favor. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, give us a review, send it to your friends that are retail nerds. Follow me on Adam Williams CRE on all of the social media circles. Check me out on LinkedIn. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, Adam Williams, and this is Retail Redeveloped. Evan, thank you so much for being with me today on Retail Redeveloped and taking time out of your busy schedule while you're out on the road on the way to a conference. Evan, you are the CEO and director of NexTech AR Solutions Corp. Would you do me a favor and explain to people, who you are, how you got into this business, and what exactly NexTech does?
Sure. So my background is Wall Street, taking companies public, managing money. I actually took Take-Two Interactive Software public back in the 1990s. Symbols TTWO. It's one of the largest gaming companies on the planet today. And so I identified augmented reality as the next big thing, as a multi-decade, multi-trillion-dollar megatrend that was just getting started. This is fourth quarter of 2017. And so in 2018, incorporated NexTech in January, actually, and started to build a team around the idea that we're going to be the first publicly traded pure play AR company on the market. And we did that. So, we went public October 31st in 2018, founded the company in January of 2018, so it was pretty quick. We listed up in Canada on the CSE. The symbol up there is NTAR, and then we got listed here in the U.S. Under the symbol NEXCF. And right now we have a number of platforms that are in the market. We're generating revenue and starting to build momentum. Hope that answers your question.
It did, Evan. Thank you. So obviously, my perspective is pretty focused, less on kind of the gaming aspects of augmented reality and more on kind of the practical applications in the retail world, which is what led me to
ours as well. Yeah, we're not a gaming company. That was Take-Two Interactive Software. So, we are not a gaming company. We are a company that has created business tools using augmented reality. So we have three platforms that operate off of our omni-channel we call ARitize. ARitizing AR ties, that's our trademark name for turning a 2D object into 3D. And the idea is that you could take a 2D object, let's say a chair, turn it into a 3D object, and then shop at home, put that chair into your home environment without it actually being there, where there's a digital twin that you're seeing in your home. And it's 3D, it's fully volumetric, it's, the size, the shape, the color, the texture. It looks like it's in your home with you, and it allows you to feel more comfortable with purchasing. And that's the bottom line, is that the ROI for retailers are going through the roof as they integrate more AR into the customer experience. So, we're bridging the gap between shop at home and going to the brick and mortar store using augmented reality. And that's one of the verticals that NexTech is doing some pioneering work with. Another vertical that we're in is our university or education and training vertical. So you could take that same 3D object, let's use the chair as an example, and let's say it's hand carved, you could have the carver get beamed in as a hologram and explain to you the features of the chair, functionality of the chair, why that chair is so special, the wood, how it was sourced, and on and on and on. And even show an exploded view of the chair, showing how he put it together and why it's worth $2,000, which, is very, very unique to be able to do that. And so that's a big piece of the NexTech story, is that we have this education and training platform in addition to the ability to just view 3D objects in your home. You also can have a hologram and a brand ambassador talk about it. And then our third platform is AR for entertainment. It's not games, though. It's movies. So we're working with Barry Sandrew, who's a pioneer in the conversion of 2D to 3D films. You could look up Barry Sandrew, very well-known guy in the industry. And so he's working in our AR studios in Hollywood to create a fully volumetric 3D AR mini movie or episode, which, just imagine you're able to beam a movie star into your house and watch them fully volumetrically, like they're in your house with you, acting out a scene.
That's incredible. So, I mean, obviously, this is some Blade Runner stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm thinking about beaming a movie star into the home, and I love the example of having a tradesman or a craftsman explaining to you the how the sausage is made. That's very, very interesting. So when you talk to retailers about this, and again, I'll hone in on the retail vertical or the retail applications vertical. I mean, do they get it? Do they? I mean,
They do.
I mean, are they saying, where do I sign up? How do I stay on the cutting edge? How do I stay ahead? And would you, if they do get it, do you think that is a result of everybody in retail kind of scrambling to figure out what's next because of the current environment?
I think it's a combination. I think, there's no question there's a lot of pressure on retailers to do something different, and there's no doubt. But at the same time, you have some pioneers, some early movers like IKEA, like House, like Wayfair, that have spent tens of millions of dollars developing their own AR platform, and the results are showing up in increased sales. And so at the end of the day, it's ROI that drives, the action. And so people are seeing an increase in sales, and almost and equally as important, a decrease in returns. So if
That's
you
got
think
to be a
about
huge hot button right now.
it is. So that's a $300 billion problem for the retail industry. $300 billion worth of product gets returned every year. So with AR, that number shrinks by 50%.
Now, we keep talking about, home-centric kind of household goods. Do you see applications, or are you guys working on applications for, fashion, for, other verticals that
100%.
you think, like, what are some other verticals that you think this could also be a game changer? Because we're talking about a $1 trillion industry, I assume the applications
Yeah.
could be
So
endless.
it is endless. It's everywhere. I mean, it's real estate, it's jewelry, it's wearables, it's garments. I mean, right now we can scan your face and you could try on glasses, just like Warby Parker has that in an app. We actually have that on a website. So you could go to a website. You don't have to actually download an app. And using NexTech's AI technology, we've integrated IBM Watson and Microsoft's Azure into our platform. So it's not just AR; it's actually an intelligent AR where it's got AI built in. So we're able to scan your face. You could try on jewelry. You could try on glasses. You could try on different hairstyles. I mean, there's no doubt that it's limitless. I mean, it's just limited by your imagination. It's really just, if you think about it, what we're really talking about is a transformation. And the transformation is we're moving away from a 2D world into a 3D world. And like you said, Blade Runner, it's very much like that. Signage will be 3D and holographic. And, we're in the early days. It's creeping in, it's bubbling up. It hasn't boiled over yet. I think the boiling over moment is going to happen when Apple releases their AR smart glasses so that it's hands free. You don't need your phone anymore. And you're just seeing AR objects pop up everywhere. So your menu and the restaurant will be ARitized so that you'll be able to see your bacon double cheeseburger before you buy it. Everybody does it a little differently. You'll be able to see your pasta dish before you order it.
And do
You'll be
you
able to
think
see.
that's
Yeah.
5 years away, 10 years away, 6 months away?
No.
What do you think?
So it's hard to predict exactly when, but I would say in the next. So right now there are already smart glasses on the market. There are already companies that have early stage technology on the market. So you can say that it's here now, but when it reaches critical mass, I'm expecting that to happen in the next 12 to 24 months. I'm expecting a
A year
runaway.
to 2 years, and
Yeah,
we're Blade
yep,
Runner. Oh God.
yep. It's happening behind the scenes. You'll just see the switch flip, and the next thing you know, there'll be. It's already, I mean, we already have the tech at NexTech. It's and we're talking with all the big tech companies. They're all talking to NexTech, and we're working together to build this ecosystem. It's not ready for prime time yet, but it's being built. It's just
So,
like a house, right? Think of it one of your buildings, right? You have it kind of shrouded, and
mhm.
people could kind of peek and see that something's being built, but all of a sudden you pull off the the curtain and the building's built. And that's kind of what's going to happen. It's happening. It's creeping in. I mean, that's why we're having this conversation, right?
Absolutely. Who are the companies you mentioned? Wayfair and IKEA. I've also seen them in my research. Who else is trying to stay on the cutting edge of this? I mean, obviously Apple's going to be on the cutting edge of everything, but from a retailer perspective, it always fascinates me.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
They all see
All of
it.
them. They're all there. Yeah, 100%. Every single one of them.
That's unbelievable. I can't wait to see what happens. And any verticals other than home goods that really have you jacked up. I mean, anything that you're like, man, when people see this one particular application in retail, they're not going to believe it.
I think the try it on technology is the thing that everybody, the ability to try on a shirt or pants where you get scanned at home, and the phone or the computer is able to measure your body size and shape, and then recommend brands to you based on your body size and shape, and then recommend specific, colors based on your previous purchases. I think that's the thing that's going to really light up retail, where people are going to be buying clothing that fits like a glove, and they're not going to have to go into the store
Well,
to
so
try it
that
on.
was my question. Do you see this, and the answer is probably both, right? But do you see this as being a help or a hurt to brick and mortar stores? Because I can see doing it from my home, right? That makes total sense
Yep.
for what you're saying. But I could also see a very savvy retailer, especially in the early days, having such an incredible differentiator where you come into their kind of virtual dressing
Yep. Virtual
room and
showroom.
and
Yep.
they're not
They
and
have
they're
it.
not having to warehouse all this stuff on the
Yep.
store. It's
Yep. They
just
have
this
that.
incredible experience. Who is leading the way on that?
There's a number of retailers that have a virtual try on. Um, the name escapes me right now, but you walk up to kind of like a mirror, full size mirror, except it's not a mirror. It scans you, and the next thing you know is you're trying on, different clothing. You're looking in the mirror, and your clothing is changing right before your eyes.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so they have that in store because the technology is not yet ready for the home use yet.
But you see the end goal is at home. You think that's
Home,
the game
yeah, for
changer.
sure, for
Okay.
sure. I mean, look, you and I both have heard of Amazon. Everybody gets their stuff delivered to home. I mean, it's Amazon represents 5% of the global retail industry. And the other 5% is, everybody outside of Amazon, right? The Shopify stores and the Wayfairs, the Kias in the house, right? Now, if you look at retail in general, that leaves 90% of the market still has people coming into the store. Think about that for a second. So 90% still go shopping in brick and mortar. Brick and mortar is far from dead, but over the next decade, you're going to see more and more technology come out, which is going to allow people to feel confident and comfortable shopping from home. And so brick and mortar stores are going to, go to the way of the dodo bird, but it's not going to be in a day. It's going to be kind of this um, slow movement away. And I think AR is going to accelerate that because of, the technologies that we're talking about.
That's amazing. I mean, it's a little scary for a guy that builds retail stores for a living, but it's also pretty exciting to be looking forward to the cutting edge of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the retail store could morph into something different, right? It's hard to predict what happens. I mean, you got to be clever. If you go into Nike stores, there's a lot of tech in there these days. Like,
Tons.
yeah, tons, right?
Those
So
Nike Town
if they,
stores are incredible. That's an
right,
experience.
right, it's an experience. So that's what they're moving towards, an experience. When you go shopping, there could be celebrities there. There's different reasons why you might go, right? You could have concierge service. Um, maybe, I mean, I was in a Gucci store in Paris, and they're serving food and drinks to me. And I'm like, this is unbelievably comfortable. Like, I love this, and I'm hanging out in the store.
That's how they
And of
get you to
course,
drop 3 G's on that handbag.
right, exactly. And so, but if that becomes the new normal, where it's not just, Gucci, it's Coach,
It's
it's
Restoration
everybody.
Hardware. I mean, look at what they're
Yeah,
doing now. I mean, everything
right.
is
They
like,
have a
how do we get
restaurant.
people to buy into
Yep,
the
yep,
lifestyle? Yeah,
yep,
absolutely.
yep. So I think there'll be a pivot. It's already happening. There'll be a shift. I mean, um, the retail store. When I say going the way of the dodo bird, I mean the existing concept, not you know, the idea of going shopping, but the existing concept. is very outdated.
Yeah, I see this shift in every single concept. Now, this is obviously we're talking about a quantum leap, not a shift with your technology, but people are grappling to figure out what is next, and it sounds like we're talking about it right now. Well,
Yeah,
Evan,
I like to call it a transformation.
yeah, no question is that. Well, Evan, this has been extremely interesting and exciting. I know that you've got your conference to get to, and I very much
Yep.
appreciate you kind of sharing your knowledge and your technology with our listeners, and just want to take a
Yeah.
second to acknowledge you for that. And I want to leave you with a quote, and if you want to add anything to this quote, that would be wonderful. AR isn't just for gaming anymore. In a very short period of time, AR technology has come a long way, and now it is all poised to disrupt the future of industries like healthcare, books, retail, and of course, e-commerce. It is said that AR will revolutionize the e-commerce business with its ability to personalize and enhance the shopping experience for customers. Would you add anything to that?
I would add 3 words: conceive, believe, achieve.
That's a great way to finish this off. Evan, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.